Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 19th of 2022, and not only are we getting closer to other Star Wars shows out there like Andor, Bad Batch Season 2, as well as Tales of the Jedi, but in 2023 we have shows such as Ahsoka. Of course, we also have The Mandalorian Season 3, The Book of Boba Fett Season 2 is now being created by Favreau and Filoni. That has now finally been revived, and it is going to be treated with greater care. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing a lot of Star Wars fans have been very confused about is exactly what's going on with the sequel trilogy lore, and exactly what Favreau and Filoni are currently changing within the Mandoverse, as well as just in general, by really, creating this new path for Star Wars. Now, given that both Filoni and Favreau, in case you guys did not know this, a couple of months ago, they got these big promotions over at Lucasfilm that allows them to call the shots over many of the canon choices and decisions on the lore of the Star Wars franchise, be it, of course, in books or comics or movies and video games or even TV shows, whatever have you. They have a lot of control now over exactly how the lore is going to be placed in the Star Wars canon moving forward. And that brings us to exactly what's going on with these massive changes to the sequel trilogy that's going to lend a lot of changes as well to the Skywalker bloodline and the Skywalker legacy at heart. Now, on top of all of this, alright, we already know that everything related to both Favreau and Filoni is that they are doing their absolute best to stay true to Star Wars Legends. Basically, what they want to do is that they want to cherry pick from Legends and take the highlights from that point in time. Now, with that being said, with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni currently working on the new Star Wars TV series that are about to be announced at D23 and Disney Plus Day, other creators are also coming on board to assist Favreau and Filoni. Currently, as of right now, Jon Favreau is making some key changes to the sequel trilogy canon that will be completely changed and actually change the meaning of the ending of Episode 9 as fans know it. Now, this is described to be a part of Favreau's plan to rewrite some of the lore in the Star Wars sequels in order to better fit post-Episode 9 material that he already has planned to arrive in the form of TV shows and books. As of right now, it's described that Favreau is writing canon material for the ending of Episode 9, that when Ben Solo transferred his life force to Rey, that something special happened to Rey, something unknown. This is described to be Favreau's way of making it that both Ben and Rey conceived the child on Exegol through Ben Solo's life force transfer. Favreau wanted to make something similar to what Shmi Skywalker went through, yet in a different way, and is currently making this canon as Favreau is going to be creating new Skywalkers in the new Star Wars universe, both in live action, and will be in charge of what becomes canon in books. Now, further, it's described that this is Favreau's plan to create new Skywalkers in the Star Wars franchise. This new Skywalker, however, in particular, that is coming in canon is described to be Cade Skywalker, that will serve as the son of both Rey and Ben Solo, and will hold great power as he will hold ties to multiple bloodlines. This version of Cade Skywalker is set to be actually based 45 years after the events of Episode 9, and that Favreau is going to be reviving the Star Wars Legacy books that are going to be eventually made into movies in the near future by 2026, is what Disney recently actually greenlit. Now, let me just stop right here for 1 second before we move on to the next thing that's more exciting, at least to me. Now, I don't know about you guys, I don't know if you ever read the Star Wars Legacy comics, but I do suggest that you guys go ahead and check them out. Basically, Cade is a descendant of Luke in the Legends, universe. However, here you have a little thing changing around where he is basically going to be the son of both Ben and Rey. Now, some fans may not like that, and that is perfectly fine, I get that, but I understand where Jon Favreau may be coming from. In Legends, basically Cade Skywalker was like this distant relative from Luke. I mean, Cade had a father who was Cole Skywalker, I believe, and then before that there was somebody else. So there really was an unknown link between Luke and Cade. Exactly where Cade's place was in the family tree was completely unknown. However, now they want to make that a little bit more easier to follow, and so they are making him the son of both Ben and Rey in the new Star Wars canon that's going to be made canon in 2023. A lot of new books are going to be coming out next year that's going to explain the revive, of course, of Star Wars Legacy comics. I think that's going to be another amazing thing, because that installs a lot of stories about characters like Darth Talon, Darth Krayt, and a lot more to arrive. So that brings us to the next thing here of what Favreau has planned and what tricks he has up his sleeve to really making this canon. So, on top of this, alright, this is where things begin to get a little bit more involved, is that by completely changing the lore of the sequels and the meaning between Ben and Rey's moment, there are plans also for Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade to have their own side of the Skywalker bloodline as well, as we already discussed a couple months ago. This was all greenlit recently by Disney executives, and that Favreau is very excited to begin working on this new canon very soon. Cade Skywalker is planned to be near accurate to how he was in the legacy stories from the 2000s. Kathleen Kennedy, as of right now, is trying to end this plan by Favreau in an attempt to convince the Disney executives to no longer support this plan that is being created by Jon Favreau. Now, Cade Skywalker is planned to hold the same design as he did in the Legacy comics and will now be considered the son of Ben Solo in the new Star Wars canon moving forward. So, before I get to the next part here, I gotta say one thing is that I think that when we look at the sequel trilogy, looking back at it all, probably the best character that came out of it, at least to me, and this is just me, is Ben Solo. Alright, Ben Solo, without a doubt, is by far, I think, probably the best character that we got out of the sequels. Now, there's a reason behind this, is because, number one, he is connected to the Skywalker bloodline. Number two, alright, they actually did a very pretty good job when he was actually Ben Solo, like the Ben Solo, alright? So I think that, we should have gotten more of that side of the character as opposed to him being Kylo Ren for pretty much the majority, we didn't really get all that much dialogue, if anything at all, actually, in Episode 9 of him being Ben, but that's where, of course, there's a lot of things happening right now behind the scenes. Favreau and Filoni are really trying to expand the Skywalker lineage. They're trying to really keep it alive in that sense. Moving on. Now, these stories that are being created are also set to also involve characters like Darth Krayt and even Darth Talon in the mix that will be revived in the Star Wars canon lore by Jon Favreau in order to bring Star Wars on the right path for the fans. Now, Cade Skywalker is a combination, in case you guys did not know, of Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker, and Han Solo. He's a mixture of all of the fan-favorite characters that are associated with either the dark or the light. And there's a reason behind that, is because, the creators at the time really wanted to make his character really have all these different angles to him, making him a very complex character. And to me, I think that this is a very exciting path to go on, They're staying true to the name, they're staying true to the design of Cade. The only change is that they're making him the son of both Ben and Rey, as opposed to this unknown, distant relative link to Luke Skywalker, that's all. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.